It's getting serious on this track, fam.
That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7:15. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron.
3-2 Atlanta, 2 men out in the sixth. High and deep to right field. This could be number 300, and it is for Dale Murphy. The 0-2. Left side, Swanson to first.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Welcome
Yes, sir.
to episode number 2 of the Chop Shop podcast. We kicking things off, man. Season has started, and it's not as good as I thought it would be, but it's going nonetheless. As always, this is your boy TK, joined by my partner, my partner in crime, my ace, the Greg Maddox to my John Smoltz. Mr. JP, Jermaine Powell. What's up, brother?
Yes, sir, man. I'm glad to be here. Appreciate the compliment. But we was watching the opening credits come in, man. I never get tired of watching that. The last out for the World Series. It was, I mean, you can play that throughout the whole show if you want to.
Oh yeah, man. Biggest moment on the biggest stage. You can never get tired of that.
Oh yeah. But right now the season is kind of not starting the way we expected, but I'm not surprised because we got a lot of new pieces. You know, they having time, and then the spring training, man, was what, about 2 weeks?
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was. So I'm not really surprised that they're struggling like that, but I thought they'd be a little bit better. But I think this team is actually, on paper, is better than the one last year.
Yeah. Now, you brought up a point about that. Spring training was only 2 weeks. And I was talking to a couple fans today, man, and they was asking me like, what's your take on the season thus far?
Mm-hmm.
And first thing I said, well, I honestly believe guys are still in spring training mode.
Yeah.
You know, they're still getting acclimated. And I talked about it on the first episode.
Yeah.
About chemistry and building that chemistry and camaraderie, man. And we got a bunch of new faces, had a lot of turnover, and it's gonna take time, man. But I mean, look at last year. Look how we started last year.
Yeah.
Like the Braves heated up in the end and just went on probably one of the best runs that we've seen in a long, long time of any team of any sport.
Correct.
So I'm not surprised. I'm not let down by what we've seen. We've seen some good baseball from them. We've seen some bad baseball from them.
Yep.
Right now we 3-4.
Yep. 3-4 got a split with the Reds on the season so far. But man, the one thing I am kind of surprised about, we've seen 2 starts right now from Max Fried, and he's 0-2 now. He's the ace of the staff with Soroka being out, and and I am surprised about that.
Yeah. Now, if anybody would have told me that he would be 0-2 with an ERA of 5.73,
yeah,
I would have laughed in their faces, man. Based off of the way he pitched last year and into the playoffs, and I just figured he would keep that momentum going.
Right.
But again, it could just be he's a little rusty. You win the World Series, guys are young, they're celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
And that hangover may still be there. I know it is for him. Can't say that about Ozuna, because
he's
we see what he doing. But dog, I am shocked by Fried, man.
To kind of piggyback on what you said, spring training was short, and pitchers and catchers, they report before anybody, and it's a reason for that. Pitchers need more time with the catchers. They need more time to get their arms loosened up. Batters don't need as much time, but I think that's one of the reasons, and also the uncertainty of the season. We did not know when the season was going to start. We didn't even know if we was going to have a season. So when they voted it, hey, they was like, hey, you got 2 weeks to get ready. Most guys probably wasn't, doing their normal routine training like they normally do during the off season because you wasn't sure. And then this guy's just coming off a World Series performance. So yeah, I think he'll catch up as it comes on. But I'm really surprised by Freed 0-2.
Yeah, and it's not even the fact that he did it. It's how he did it. Like he
Yeah,
that first game, my God,
yeah,
he looked horrible, man. And you know how I love DraftKings.
yeah.
I play DraftKings basketball, football, and baseball, and
Hmm.
like I was so confident in them that first game against the Reds. Like I stacked my lineup with Freed, and I had Ozuna, and
Yeah,
I was just it it just blew my mind, man.
yeah. It
You
was
know.
very
Now
shocking to say the least.
he picked it up on the second game.
Yeah, he did.
At one point, I believe he had going into the sixth inning, I believe it was, he had
Right.
retired 13 to 15 batters, so I'm like, okay, he's picking back up, but it just wasn't to be, man. And I'm hoping that this is just again rust or jitters or
Yeah.
a little hangover, and once they let things go, they'll be ready. So we'll see.
Outside of Charlie Martin, man, Yanoa has was awful. He he was awful. Ian Anderson was bad. I mean, and even Jansen, the one that our reliever that came in, our closer, our starter that we stole from the Dodgers. Man, he gave up like 3 runs in his first appearance in the ninth inning. Almost cost us that game. And again, I go back to the rust, and the pitchers and catchers didn't have the time that they need, but one of the strengths of the Braves last year was the pitching. The
Right.
night shift, the bullpen, the starters, the young starters like Ian Anderson that pitched in the World Series like he had been a 7-year pro. I mean, but man, the pitching staff, like I said, outside of Charlie Morton, it's not too many bright spots right now.
And we you mentioned Ian Anderson, and we got Charlie Morton. Um, we had been we talked about this. Like,
Yeah,
what is that starting staff gonna look like past the first three? And we both agreed, and we both said that starting three, that first three, is just as good as
yeah,
you know anybody else.
correct.
Free, he's showing us differently right now, but oh man, I was hoping, and again, it's early, so I'm not jumping ship anything like that.
Yeah,
But to see him get shelled like that, um, it kind of took me back, you
yeah,
know, and it made me look at the staff as a whole, starting staff, anyways.
hmm,
Like who will they turn to now? Like
yeah,
I don't think there's doubts in the clubhouse, and it would have to see his second
yeah.
start, third start, but they say the first impressions are the lasting impressions, and his first impression for this year was just terrible, dog.
Yeah. And
Terrible.
and last year he kind of came out of nowhere as a young, rookie per se coming in, and he pitched very well. But then, the incident that actually got him left off the World Series roster was he went in the dugout punching the wall. So the frustration kind of started early a little bit last year, but he looked good before that. Everybody was like, "Where's this kid coming from?" And I don't think we should give up on him yet. I think. Like you said, let's get a couple more starts and see what it looks like then. But I'm really look. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of excited about this Bryce Elder kid. What you think about him?
Um. So listen, man. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy to say, well, we got us another A, so we got us,
Yeah,
and I don't want to do that. I don't want to jump too
yeah,
far ahead. Um, but what we saw from him is very encouraging.
yeah. First start, he looked good.
Yeah.
He looked good. He really did. Big 6'2" right hander out of Decatur, Texas. Man, he at first I was kind of like, okay, who is this kid? Coming in, but had my doubts, but he done really well, and I can't wait to see his next start.
Yeah. And him. Let me just show you this. His first strikeout, man.
Oh yeah,
And I was so excited for him because
yeah,
once you get that first one under your belt, I think it calms the nerves, and it gets that excitement out of the
right.
way for you, and now you're able to just compress and settle down and get into it. But I was so happy to see this, man.
There it is, first major league strikeout. He
Good
faces
confidence booster
Yadier
right there.
Hernandez, and all in all,
You can see it the
real
way he
good
walk
work.
off the
Two
field.
hits after three pitches, but a double play and strikeout limits Washington to one first inning run here in Atlanta.
Yeah, I like this kid. I think he's gonna be good, and actually, I think he, like you say, we don't want to jump too far ahead, but I think he actually may have a chance of sticking in this rotation. I really do.
Well, I know he's gonna get his shot.
Oh yeah,
Because, like I said, after we saw if he getting another go round, then Elder is definitely getting another go round. But that clip that we just showed, you
hmm
know, you heard the announcer say he gave up two hits,
right.
gave up a run, and for him to get that double play and then in the inning with that big strikeout,
Oh yeah,
that was a confidence booster,
it
man, and
was.
that that went a long way for him in that
It
game
did.
from that point moving forward, man. Like, what did you like about most about his debut?
I just liked his poise, man. Out of everything you talk about, he looked like a seasoned vet. You know, he had a good rapport with the catcher. His teammates was encouraging him, but like you said, after the run he gave up and the trouble he got in with the pitch count, you was thinking that, okay, is this he finna fall apart? But he actually, hung in there, and he looked good, man. Like I say, I'm excited.
Yeah, you know what I really like about this kid is that he can throw 5 pitches.
Yeah,
Like we see guys that's got like three
yeah, three.
three solid, strong pitches, and maybe
hmm
a fourth that they kind of just can work in there here and there to throw batters off balance. But
Right.
Buddy got a full
He
repertoire
does.
of
He
pitches
does.
that he has great, control and command of. So
Yeah.
I'm I'm really excited to see what he does moving forward, man. I don't know about you other Braves fans, but this could be our ace.
I think we own to something. I really do. And the pitching, oof, man, let us down. It was bad for the most part of this 4 game series. But we didn't have the help of the bats either. The sticks wouldn't, except the 1 game where they exploded for 16 runs. But outside of that, the sticks wasn't there either. So I just think it's gonna take some time. Everybody got the gel. Pretty much all the sticks are back. Osuna's back in the lineup, and he's doing good actually. Um,
I'm
so I,
surprised how
I
well
think it'll
he's
come
doing.
around. Yeah, I am too, man, and I'm surprised at how well the Braves nation has accepted him. Because I turned the TV up like on his first bat because I wanted to hear his off the field issues. I wanted to hear was the crowd gonna boo him and what they was gonna do. For the most part, from what I could hear, it seemed like that everybody accepted him, and everybody's moved on from that. So I'm actually glad from that, and actually glad that he straightened out his issues, but he's picking up where he left off.
Yeah, and I'm glad that he is, because remember I talked about that.
Yeah,
I talked about where's his head gonna be at,
yeah.
and how would that affect his bat. Now I'm shocked he's playing in the field as much as he is because his arm just ain't it.
No, I was expecting DH, honestly.
His arm, but then again, it may be because the lack of productivity from other guys. But you know, um, I did say that he was my wild card,
You did. Yeah, you said that.
and the early returns are excellent right now. You had the two Tater game the other day,
hmm
so the early returns are on him are great. And if he keeps this up, man, my God, when Acuna gets back, it's gonna be a murderous row,
Yeah,
one
it
through five
is.
or six.
It's definitely is. And speaking of the bats and people that's doing good and struggling, um, hmm, Dansby Swanson. But that's no surprise. Anybody that's followed the Braves know that Dansby always usually starts off, slow, and he'll pick it up and get on. But Rosario, man, that big great playoff, season that he had for us last year, helping us get the ring. He really was the difference in the Dodgers series. But now he's batting 50 on the season. Not 100. He's batting .50 on the season. So I'm like, whoo, I was looking. He has one hit in 21 plate appearances this year, Tyrus. Come on, man. I mean,
Listen, man.
I understand it's early in the season, but this is your leadoff hitter. He's the one big free agent that you re-signed.
Now, out of everything that we've seen, this has to be the most troubling for me, especially the guy who's leading off. Like, you the the goal is to generate runs early.
Hmm.
The goal is to put pressure on the pitchers for your big hitters like Ozuna and Matt Olson.
Correct.
We'll get to him in a second.
Oh yeah.
But when you got a guy who is just atrocious,
Whew.
I mean, just flat out atrocious, bruh. It's not a good thing, man. And I'm wondering how long they'll let it go before they say we got to do something.
Because
We need
yeah,
to put you down.
everybody knows that Acuna is the leadoff hitter once he's back, but until he gets back, I don't know if you can, keep him in that spot. Batting .50. I mean, you got one hit out of 21 plate appearances. I would probably look at moving up Albies, to the leadoff spot because Albies is pretty good getting on base, but you kind of have like to have him behind Olsen and Riley and some of the others, but that's not gonna cut it at the leadoff spot.
No. Listen, man, it's oh my god, man. I mean, we've known each other for ever, man, and
Hmm.
I'm always a glass half full.
Yeah, you are.
Just like you, I'm always looking for the bright side. There is no bright side to what he's doing.
And that's the one free agent I wanted resigned. That if we, of course, I would like to have Jorge Soler and Jock Peterson. I wanted them back, but I knew that it was going to be one, and it ended up being one. And if I had to pick at the time, that's the one I would have picked was Eddie Rosario. But whew, man,
So, so right now we sitting 3-4.
3 and 4.
And at the time of this recording, like right now, ladies and gentlemen, it is 6:23 p.m. Central Standard Time. We just lost to the Nationals.
Yeah,
What 3-1?
yeah, we lost 2 out of 3 to them, and yeah, they lost. They beat us 3-1 today. So I mean, they took the series in that we split with the Reds 2-2. So
Yeah.
it's
So
not. I mean, it's not the story we wanted, but 3 and 4, you're in third place right now. So you kind of just in the water right now. So with
right,
this,
and
whew,
they're treading water, like you said. They're treading water, like you said. And my biggest fear is that it things start to compound and we get worse, and we put ourselves in a hole that
mhm,
is very hard to get out of. Because I mean, there's expectations with this team.
yeah,
It wasn't like you remember how I forget the year, but remember how the Florida Marlins pretty much
hmm,
bought their championship
yeah,
with Gary Sheffield
yeah.
and all of them
That was the
back in the
early
day.
2000s. Yeah,
Yeah, 2003, I believe it
yeah.
was.
I think it was 3.
But how they bought that championship, and then after that, it was just
Yeah,
well. This season, this team was a little different. Like they made moves at the All Star break,
yeah,
getting Adam Duvall, but it's not like he was a 1 year rental. They got him for little or nothing, and he still had another year arbitration. So,
correct.
you still had him, and they brought in Rosario, you know, and yeah, they lost, like you said, they lost Jock Peterson, and of course Freddie, Jorge Soler.
Hmm.
But even with those losses, and when you look at the players that they brought in to negate those losses, there's expectations with this team for
Oh yeah,
me.
yeah.
And
I mean, yeah.
and to struggle to start off super slow and to tread water is not a part of the expectations that I have for this team. What about
Right.
you?
And as a Braves fan, man, we have expectations of getting to the postseason, and we done that. The Dodgers put us out. I think the last 3 years
3?
before we actually beat them this year. So,
Yep.
I mean, that was expectations to get to the playoffs and keep building and building. But now that we actually won the whole thing again since '95, the expectations is to win another one now, especially when your team looks just as good, if not better than the previous one. So it's definitely expectations, and we're gonna find out a lot about this Braves squad coming up on this next 7 game road trip. We going out west, and it's actually early. Usually don't go out. The schedule makers don't put us out west this early normally, but
Right.
and you're looking at arguably the best two teams in the NL West, the Padres and the Dodgers.
That pitching staff got his work cut out for him early. But but if they get out there and they show their worth, that'll give a lot of confidence in the team in its entirety, knowing that they're facing the Dodgers and facing the Padres, two heavy teams. I mean, Dodgers was number one team offensively that coming into this season, and
Hmm.
across the board.
Yeah.
So how they fare against them will tell a
You got to
lot.
go 4-3 on this trip
You
at
got
the
to.
minimum. At the minimum, but of course we like to have 7-0. But you got to go 4-3. You can't go under on this trip.
I totally agree. So we've had 7 games, and it's still a little early to panic,
Hmm.
folks. 155 games left,
Oh yeah.
so there's no need to panic. Um, but let's talk about your earliest impressions of what you've seen so far.
Earliest impressions of what I've seen so far, man, is I like some things I saw. We've hit on the head about 4 times about spring training, and that's really what's happening. But what I've seen so far is Austin Riley has picked up where he's left off.
Yeah,
I love that part. Albis is doing well, and I big guy. I know we're gonna talk about him later, but Matt Olson is good as advertised.
yeah. So you know what? Since we talking about expectation, this will work perfectly for what I want to do right now, which is called buy and sell.
Uh,
So I'm gonna ask you some things,
okay,
show you some things, and you let me know if you buying or selling and why.
okay. I got a lot of money, so let's see what you got.
All right. Buy or sell.
I'm at 35 down, 40, 40. Now 5 at a down, better down, 45, 45 at a down, better down, 50. I'm at 45 at a down, better down, 50. Sold for.
All right. So
Mm,
let's start with let's get this out the way first. And and outside of when we play them,
hmm.
this will be the last time I'm gonna talk about Freddie Freeman. You know,
He's a Dodger. You're right.
yeah, he's a Dodger. Now, buy or sell. And,
Okay,
and
TK.
you know what? Before you answer, let me explain buy or sell. We
Okay.
will be doing this throughout the season. So just based off what we're seeing right now, is what this buy or sell is based off of. Okay, so buy or sell.
Okay, TK.
Matt
On this
Olson will
one,
have a better year than Freddie.
we gonna buy this one, and I'm gonna tell you why. Matt Olson so far has become good as advertised. He's actually on a winning franchise now. Back in his home state of Georgia, he actually grew up, I think, 10 minutes from the park. So you're thinking about the Oakland A's that was going nowhere. He put up 39 homers last year. This year he's already batting. What is he batting? I looked it up a minute ago. 391 on the year
Yeah.
already. He's been a long bright spot. He's got the homer. He's actually a better defender than Freddie. But who will have the better year? I'm going to go with Olsen. I'm buying this one.
All right. So Jermaine said he's buying. Matt Olson will have a better year than Freddie Freeman.
Yes, sir. Take it to the bank.
And I'm gonna be real with you, man. I agree. for all the reasons that you just said. And I think once Acuna gets back
Oh, whew.
and he's even more protected, he's gonna, you know, play well. He's gonna play even better, man. So yeah, one more time, I'm buying that too.
Good choice. Good choice.
All right. So up next we got we talked about we talked about Fareed. No, I'm gonna stay with the hitters because
Okay.
you brought him up a few minutes ago. Austin
Mm,
Riley. Now you just said he picked up where he left off last year, right?
hmm
And right now he's batting. God, let me find it again. I got notes to everybody, man.
Oh
It's
yeah.
hard to keep up with it.
Is he been like 333? I think on the year.
So right now he is at 333. You are correct. 333. He's got 2 home runs, and he's tied for first on the team with 5 RBIs. So buy or sell.
Mm,
Austin Riley will be an MVP candidate.
I know a lot of people think we just Braves homers, but I'm going to buy this one. And the reason I'm going to buy it, last year he actually should have been the MVP, or either been in MVP consideration because he produced in the playoffs and he was the lone constant of the Braves all season. His defense has improved. His bat has improved. You know, you can't pitch around him anymore. And they actually haven't batting in the cleanup hole now. So I'm going to buy Riley. I like what I've seen so far out of him early. And I think it continues from here. So, yeah, we'll buy that. I think he'll be in discussion. Don't know if he'll be the actual MVP, but he should be in the discussion like he was last year.
So let's narrow it down then, because I mean it's one thing to be in a discussion. You know, do you foresee him being say top five?
Oh, yeah.
In so
Yeah.
you buying that?
I'm buying it.
I'm buying it too.
I'm buying it.
All right, okay. I like where you going with this. Okay, so up next, let's go to pitching.
Mm,
All right, now based off what, what we've seen so far, buy or sell. One of our starting pitchers will be an
ooh,
all star.
Brave Nation, I'm sorry. I got to sell this one. I'm selling this fast as I can because right now, outside of Charlie Morton, is the only one that I think. Although I haven't given up on Fareed yet. The kid was too good last year, and he's just too good. But nah, I'm selling that. I think we'll get it together, but I don't see one of them being an all star.
Man, that's gonna be hard. Especially for free, the way again, first impressions
Yeah,
are very lasting, and no matter what he does this year, like he's 0 for 2 right now.
yeah.
He can go 16-2, and people will still bring up the fact that he started the season with a 5.73 ERA and got dog walked by Cincinnati in opening day. Especially, opening you don't want to lose bad on opening day.
And the Braves hadn't even been at home in the opening day in like the last 3 years. We've always been on the road. So
Yeah.
yeah, this first time.
So yeah, man. I gotta sell that too.
Yeah, I'm selling
I, I
that. I hate to.
and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we won't have a guy who's good. Um, like Free with 13-6 last year.
Yeah,
He could easily be 15-6 or
I,
16-6, something like that. But
I agree.
I don't think he'll be all star worthy. I I'm hoping we get a 17, 18 game winner out of one of these guys, but
Yeah,
I don't think anybody be all star.
yeah. I don't see that either.
All right, we got one more, last one.
Okay.
Buy or sell. The bullpen will be the best in baseball.
Mm, I'm buying it. I'm buying it. The night shift, as they call it, man. They came through last year. They came through all season in the clutch. Tyler Masick out there. Will Smith was the closer. He's moved now to the setup man for Jansen. Jansen is arguably the best closer in the business and has been over the last couple of years. So, uh, yeah, I'm buying it. I think they'll get it together. And if Jansen gives us half of what he did in LA compared to what we already got. And Luke, he's hurt right now, but yeah, I'm buying it.
I'm gonna buy it.
You
I'm
sound
I'm
reluctant, man.
well, you know what? I don't have a graphic for it. I'm a hold. I'm gonna hold this.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna revisit this. Give me a month because like we saw Jansen struggle, we saw
Yeah.
Tyler Massick struggle. Um, the crazy part with Jansen struggling that it was Will Smith esque because Will would do the same.
Oh my gosh.
Four run lead. Will giving up three, then he'll close it out.
Yeah, we'll take you on the ride. But
Yeah,
I just feel this bullpen is too good, especially with the addition of, like I say, in my opinion, I think the best closer in baseball. So
I
yeah, this got to go up. Got to.
I will give Jansen credit though. When he went down and gave those three runs up, he didn't fold.
No, he didn't.
He stood up and he finished that thing out. And
I thought he was though.
he's under a lot of pressure, man.
Oh yeah,
He's under immense pressure because of the team he's with now and the situation and
he pulled a Kevin
last year,
Durant, huh?
huh?
He pulled a Kevin Durant, huh?
Yeah, he pulled the direct.
Went from the team that beat him and joined
Yeah,
joined the Chiefs. I'm glad he did though, but
yeah. And hopefully, like when Durant did it, the team will win the championship when he switches over. So man, I'm real optimistic about the bullpen.
oh yeah,
Um,
me too.
I'm still apprehensive about the starting staff. I think the staff itself will round out probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks,
Yeah, I think so.
and we'll see what we have, who we got 1 through 5, and hopefully Elder could be that guy. Hopefully Free puts it together, and I don't know what gonna do, but I hope he don't repeat what we just saw the other day.
That was bad. That was bad. That was bad.
So you brought it up earlier, man, and everybody knows the schedule. The uh we got the Padres and we got the Dodgers coming up. Give us a little preview of it. Your take on. We'll
Yeah,
start with the Padre series.
yeah. We talked about off camera earlier about how the schedule makers normally don't send us out west this early in the year, but that's what happens when you win the championship. You go out west early, in the big prime time games. The Braves are going to be on ESPN and all the big networks, Fox and everything a lot this year. But we got 7 on the West Coast, man, starting tomorrow, 4 in San Diego, and then we got 3 in Los Angeles. So, I mean, like I said, we can't go less than 4-3 on this trip. It's got to be 4-3 or better because the Padres actually coming in. I think they're at 4-3, and the Dodgers at 3-2, as at the time of this recording. So they kind of middle of the road right now, but you got to know that the Dodgers are going to be out for blood when we play them. You already know
Right.
that. And the Padres with Machado and Hosmer, have you seen his numbers? He's batting 400 already. So, um, and that's without Fernando Tatis Jr.
Right.
He's not even there right now. So that's going to be a series that be nice if you can get a split out of it and take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. But this road trip is going to be something. And the Dodgers lineup, we've talked about it before, that it's really the best lineup in baseball right now.
And they're healthy.
Yeah, you got Freddie Freeman, you got who else? You got Mookie Betts leading off, Justin Turner, Trey Turner, Cody Bellinger. You got Muncy batting 6.
Yeah.
Any lineup you got Cody Bellinger, Muncy batting 5th and 6th. That's a and then you got Freddie. So
They got their work cut out for them, man.
yeah, pitcher's gonna have to get it together quick.
And like you said, the hope is to at least come out of this with 4 wins.
At least.
Uh, at worst 3, but we definitely don't need 1, 2 wins or definitely not 0 for 7. Uh,
Mm-mm.
and yeah, it'll still be early, but that's just not something you would expect from a team of this caliber with the players that we have. Um, and and we just have to see how it play out, man, because the pitching staff got to step it up.
Yeah,
Rosario got to step it up.
got to.
Um, oh God, Dansby, damn it,
He
you,
always starts slow.
yeah, but I don't ever recall seeing him start like this type
No,
of slow.
not quite this bad. But another note about this road trip coming up is that the Padres, this is their home opener tomorrow. They've been on the road, so is the Dodgers. So the Dodgers will be the second coming in because they had the Reds coming in before us. So hopefully the Reds can do to them what they did to us.
Right?
But yeah,
Yeah,
this is not going to be easy. This is going to tell a whole lot about this Braves scene quick.
yeah. And again, it's early. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
stress that
early.
enough, y'all. It's still early. But there are expectations, and I'm I'm looking forward to the Braves picking it up.
I'm looking for a lineup change as early as tomorrow.
And when you say that, what do you think will be that change?
Probably what I mentioned earlier. I think Snicker may tinker with moving Albies up to the one spot. Putting somebody behind him because Rosario right now, if he's still gonna be in the lineup, man, he got to be batting eighth or ninth. Got to be. I mean, Travis Darno, the catcher, has been doing really well. I mean,
Yes,
and he's an everyday catcher. He's not one of the catchers, that catch one day and you won't see him again for a week. So, uh, I wouldn't put him in the second hole because he has no speed. But
right.
you, I don't know. I just can't see Rosario staying at the top of this lineup unless they know something I don't. Because
And I'm gonna get you that, sis, before we move on and get out of here. But at what point do you bench Rosario?
unfortunately, I don't think you can. You brought him in as the prize free agent coming back, and I just don't think you can bench him. I I know if it gets bad enough, they wouldn't have a choice, but I think they're gonna try to let him work through it. Adam Duvall has played well so far. Um, hmm, I don't know. I honestly don't think you can, at least not right now, anyway.
So one more question: if you did decide to sit him down to let him catch his breath, or I don't know, try to pull it together mentally, who would you put there? Is the big question.
Yeah, you already got Osuna in the outfield. You got Duvall. Man, I don't. Who? That's a good question. I don't know who you put
Like
out
do you slap Alex Dickerson out there and say, see what you can do?
there. Probably so, but Dickerson, he's always been a consistent hitter over his career. But he's brought in as the fill-in person, the utility man. So
Right.
I know they didn't envision him being that, but Rosario, I mean, 21 plate appearances. Like you say, I know it's early, but that's a lot of plate appearances to only have had one hit
One hit.
as a leadoff hitter, no runs scored. I mean,
I mean,
yikes.
like it's like the Mendoza line looking down at him laughing, like, "Hey, man, I was bad, but Jesus Christ, you you are worse than." Like if he was hovering around the Mendoza line,
Yeah,
I would be like, okay, he's had a few hits, you
yeah.
know, s- but like this one
That's
for 22,
that's not gonna cut it.
nah,
That's not gonna cut it. I mean, if he's hitting as the leadoff hitter, he's the perfect one that we have. You could bat always behind him. Then when Acuna comes back, you got Acuna, you got Olson, you got Riley. So it's like pick your poison who you want to pitch to. But and I know this guy didn't play with the Braves anymore, but Jock Peterson, he would have been my next choice to bring back. He may not have been an everyday player like he wanted to be. He didn't have the speed, as Rosario does. But man, that guy brought something to this team last year
yeah, he
that was
did,
sorely needed. He brought an attitude. He brought swag to it. And uh, the Milwaukee series, he was big in winning that one, and he had a couple big hits in the Dodger series. But it just wasn't about his production. It was that swag, that attitude that he brought. I don't see that with this team yet. Not saying that we can't get it, but Acuna is a fiery player that brings that. So, but Peterson, I would have brought him back just for the swag and the attitude he brought.
yeah, man, like I love Jock Peterson, man.
Yeah.
You know, like he had me. He had me rolling with the pearl necklace and
Don't
and shot.
interview him.
Yeah, but shout out to the Braves for including that pearl,
Oh
into
yeah.
the championship. Have you seen that ring?
Oh man. I was gonna ask you, since we doing this podcast, you think we could send this video into the Braves and they sent us one too? Since they was giving them out to everybody.
Listen, hey, we could try. Worst thing they could do is say no.
Man, those rings were and look, I know we got HD TVs, everybody got the big screens, but that ring was wow.
Yeah, that I had been trying to think of, rings from other championships from other sports. Like I don't remember one being as beautiful and as
With built-in LED lights.
yeah, like
Real LED
crazy.
lights.
It's
Eighty-five
crazy.
thousand dollars is what they was worth. So I mean, but it was cool. I love to see that they gave the announcers, the ball boys. I mean, everybody got one. That was cool. I like that.
Like, you know what? I had been trying to find like the best championship rings of all time. And I want to say the Patriots. Um the Patriots had one of the best ones. I think when they won maybe that fifth one,
Yeah.
that one was pretty oh no. The Cavaliers when they
Oh
won
yeah.
their
Yeah.
first and only one.
Yeah.
That one was pretty
Yeah.
majestic
Yeah. I
too.
remember. Yeah, that was nice one too. I remember that one.
But like the Braves got lights on there. They got lights, they got diamonds, they got pearls. Prince would be proud.
Yeah, he would.
Like he would be absolutely proud of this one. You
I think
know.
I'm gonna send that video in, man, to the Braves organization.
Yeah.
What size you wear, Tyrus?
Man, I don't even know.
It don't
I'll
matter.
make
Just
it
send me
fit.
one.
I'll make it fit.
I'll make it
You
work.
know,
Just
I will make it work. Trust
correct.
me. But yeah, man, it's been a roller coaster starting off these first 7 games.
Yeah.
Um, let me ask you this, man. Before we ease on for this upcoming road trip, what
Hmm.
is the one thing that you are looking forward to the most?
Eddie Rosario is the one thing I'm looking at right now. Pitching staff second, but as the leadoff hitter and the guy that you chose to bring back out of the other ones that you didn't, he got to get it going, and I think he will. I think he's going to get it going against the Padres tomorrow, and we just keep rolling from there.
So for me, and I'll do a hitter and I'll do pitching.
Okay.
For me, I'm looking forward to Greg Olson playing in LA.
Ooh.
I'm looking forward to seeing him in LA and how he react to
Ooh.
his to being on the West Coast, being there with Freddie, because that's gonna be all the talk.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be all the talk. Every announcer, every time he comes to the plate, this is the guy who replaced, you know, Freddie. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be all the talk. So, and I know
That's
he's
yeah.
cognizant of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he reacts and adapts to that
Right.
situation if he continues on this tear because he's at 391 right now. So
Yeah.
if he continues, on this tear and whatnot. So that's one thing I'm looking for.
That's a good one.
Uh Second thing I'm looking for, and it's 2A and 2B.
Okay.
2A is I'm looking forward to seeing Bryce Elders next start.
Hmm.
I'm
Definitely.
excited for the kid, excited about the kid. So I'm definitely looking forward to his next start.
Hmm.
And I'm also looking forward to Kenley Jensen pitching in
Ooh.
LA.
He knows them well too. So yeah, that's
He
gonna be a good one.
listen, man, they gonna boo the tomahawk off the jersey. I'm
Yeah, I
telling you.
think you're right. I
Like
think you're right.
he could have went anywhere else but Atlanta.
That's really have been a well, now that we've actually beat them and put them out the playoffs, it's a rivalry now. But
Exactly.
it's a rivalry now. Before it was big brother beating up little brother, but last year we turned the tables on them. But actually, that's shaping up to be a good rivalry. It really is,
It
especially now
is.
with Freddie switching teams
Exactly.
and then
Like
Jansen coming over. Oh yeah,
exactly. And it's not like, you got player 39 and player 40 on the roster swapping teams.
right.
You got, arguably the best closer in the league,
Yep.
and arguably, well, at one point he was, top 8, top 10
Oh
first
yeah.
baseman of the league.
Oh
He
yeah.
may be 12, 15 right now. I hadn't really just delved into it early season, but you got superstar players, star caliber players swapping teams,
Right.
and teams who met for 4 out of the 5 years.
Yeah.
And then you had little brother finally beat big brother, and one of the players of big brother has swapped over to little brother. So yeah, man, it's shaping up to be a dogfight between them and I'm looking forward to it, man, for
Yeah, and
years
I'm
to
I'm
come.
sure we'll come back with our next show probably in the middle of that series or somewhere in there. So yeah, we'll definitely have more to talk about on that
Yeah,
for sure.
I might wait to after that one over with so we can talk about it
Mhm.
completely.
Hey,
You
however
know,
you want to do it, I'm just ready for that one.
yeah, but I'm gonna watch every last one of those games.
Oh yeah, always do.
Um,
Yeah.
Now I don't know if you guys knew this, but man, well they missed a deadline, but I'm a T-Mobile customer, right?
Hmm.
And I had got somebody sent me a text about T-Mobile customers getting MLB TV for free
Mm.
for a year, and I signed up, man, and so I hadn't missed anything. Like I get play by play
Oh yeah.
messages when they at bat, everything. So if you got MLB TV, got the app, man, it is dope. It keeps you up to the minute. I've been able to watch a couple games.
Right.
While I'm on the move. I got 5 kids, so I'm always on the move.
Yeah. I know.
But yeah, man, it's gonna keep me informed, keep the excitement there, man. So
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing we got to do too, TK, before we get out of here. If y'all like the show, man, y'all hit subscribe, give us a comment, leave us some feedback. Even if you want to see something different or you don't like it, hey, we want to know that too. Because right now we just talking about the Braves, and we're going to keep bringing this to you. So hit the like button, subscribe, or
yeah.
whatever, man. We're gonna bring it to you like this every week.
So right now you can find us, of course, we're on YouTube, the Chop Shop podcast. Um, we're on Spotify.
Yeah.
We're on Anchor.
Yep.
We're on Google Podcasts. Um, we're waiting for Apple to approve us.
That'll be yeah.
Um, and then
We're on Facebook too. If you
yeah,
if you can't find us, but we shared in a lot of different ones. ATL Sports Talk. It's a lot of different things we in. So
yeah. So I mean, we'll be in various Braves groups. So yeah, man, give us a like, share, follow, uh, criticism,
yeah,
whatever.
if you
Like
don't like it, tell us that too.
yeah,
So
we here for it all, man. We trying to get better, and we want to interact with the people and eventually start bringing people on to talk with us. So I'm looking forward to it.
yep, yes sir.
So you got anything you want to add, man?
This time I talk to you next week, we'll be 5-2.
That's a pretty bold statement, Cotton.
Mark that down. Mark that down. Five
We'll
and
see
two.
how it goes.
5-2. I'm standing by it.
All right. Well, you know what? And I hope you're right. As a matter of fact, since you said 5-2, then damn it, I'm buying it. We going 5-2
Then
on
watch
this
all the
road
people
trip.
come back when we don't go there and be talking about them. But right now, I'm 5-2. It's 5-2.
That's a bet. So,
Yes, sir.
ladies and gentlemen, as always, we thank you guys for rocking with us, for chopping it up with us, for chopping with us. This has been episode number 2
Number two.
of the Chop Shop Podcast. I'm TK. That's JP. And we thank you guys for rolling with us. And as always, let's go Braves and chop on.
Yes, sir.